In a quiet Argentine neighborhood where everyone knew each other, a single animal did what no witness, no camera, and no confession could do. This is a true crime story from Argentina where a dog became the key to solving a murder and revealing a darkness no one expected. This isn't just a story about a crime. It's about how the truth can be found in the most unlikely of witnesses. San Martin is a working-class town on the outskirts of Buenos Aires. Think tree-lined streets, small grocery shops, and children playing football in the evenings. In 2006, nothing about this place suggested it would soon become the center of one of Argentina's most unsettling criminal investigations, one involving an animal, a disappearance, and a shocking forensic breakthrough. At the heart of this story was a mixed-breed dog named Tom. Tom wasn't special in his appearance. He was just a regular neighborhood dog. But what he carried inside him would change Argentine criminal history forever. He was about to become the silent witness to a horrifying secret. The case began when Adriana Cruz, a 41-year-old woman, suddenly disappeared. She lived alone and was last seen entering her apartment. Days turned into weeks. Her family reported her missing, but the police initially suspected she had simply left on her own. There were no signs of forced entry, no bloodstains, no signs of a struggle. But one thing felt deeply wrong to those who knew her. Adriana was a responsible person. She would never abandon her life without telling someone. Her family was adamant that she wouldn't just vanish. And then there was Tom the dog belonging to her next-door neighbor, a man who would soon become the central focus of the investigation. Adriana's neighbor, Carlos Pires, claimed he knew nothing about her disappearance. When questioned, he was quiet, cooperative, and unnervingly calm. But as the days went by, witnesses later told police that Carlos had started showing strange behavior after Adriana vanished. He cleaned his apartment obsessively, scrubbing the floors and walls. He avoided eye contact with his neighbors and became withdrawn. And his dog, Tom, had started acting differently too. The normally friendly dog refused food. He stayed unusually close to his owner, as if he were guarding him, and he would growl when strangers approached. Police searched Carlos's apartment, but they found nothing. Nobody, no weapon, no physical evidence. On paper, there was no crime. The case was about to go cold. Another unsolved disappearance. Months later, with no leads, investigators made a decision that had never been done before in Argentina. They decided to examine the dog. A veterinary forensic specialist made a disturbing suggestion. If Tom had consumed human remains even unknowingly, there might be biological traces left inside his body. This wasn't a proven theory. It was a long shot, a desperate gamble. But with no other evidence, investigators had nothing to lose. They proceeded with Tom, using non-graphic forensic procedures to analyze what he had ingested. What they found stunned everyone involved. The gamble was about to pay off in the most shocking way imaginable. Inside the dog's digestive system were human biological traces. It was a microscopic finding with monumental implications. But was it Adriana? DNA testing was ordered immediately, and when the results came back, they confirmed the impossible. The DNA matched Adriana Cruz. For the very first time in Argentine history, an animal became the primary forensic witness in a homicide case. Tom couldn't speak, but through science, he told a story. He was the living, breathing evidence that Carlos had tried so hard to destroy. Armed with this undeniable link, police arrested Carlos Pires immediately. Under the weight of the forensic evidence, Carlos Pires finally broke down. He confessed to the crime. According to investigators, a heated argument had escalated into a fatal confrontation. In his panic, he had committed a horrific act and then tried to erase every trace of it, every trace of Adriana. But no matter how much he cleaned, no matter how careful he thought he was, the truth survived. It had been right there, in his own home, inside his own dog, all along. His attempt to create the perfect crime had been unraveled by the one thing he couldn't control. The case went to court and shocked the entire nation. Defense lawyers desperately tried to challenge the science. They argued that the evidence was unprecedented and unreliable, claiming an animal couldn't be a source of forensic proof in a murder trial. But the judges disagreed. The scientific link was too strong to ignore. Carlos Pires was convicted of murder and sentenced to prison. Tom, the dog who unknowingly held the key to the entire case, was removed from his care and safely rehomed. Argentina's justice system had crossed into new territory, establishing that animals could, unintentionally, become irrefutable witnesses to human crimes. This case changed forensic investigation forever. It proved one powerful thing. You can silence human witnesses, You can destroy physical evidence, but the truth has a strange and powerful way of surviving, often in the most unexpected places imaginable. It can live on in an animal that never chose to be part of a crime, a loyal companion that ultimately exposed its owner's darkest secret. This was the true crime story of the dog who exposed a killer. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as compelling as we did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible true stories.